So if anybody's ever gotten approval in corporate America for don't worry, I'm just going to keep spending more, I would love to hear how that conversation went. But, one of the things you always hear in corporate America is like 10 to 15% of your overall budget should be spent on marketing. I don't know who came up with this rule. I don't know where it came from, so I'm not like citing it. But I think the point of this conversation is everybody has their own personal rule about marketing budgets. I like to think that there is actually no rule. So when I sit down to make a marketing budget, I really try to start with the marketing strategy and say, okay, what are we trying to achieve? What results did we see? If we have data from like the last year of what we've been doing, what did we see? And what do we want to achieve? And how much do we think it'll cost to get there, right? So if you have data, it's a really helpful point to go through. So you could say, hey, typically when I do this kind of activity, let's say I get 100 leads, and of those 100 leads, 10 of them convert into actually paying for the service, then I know I have a 10% conversion, right? And if you have data like that, you could say, okay, well, if I put more money behind this, to Yanta's previous point, then I get double the leads, then I can get 20 conversions, right? And is that worth it, right? You hear a lot of metrics in advertising called ROAS, return on ad spend. Mm-hmm. So when you're running ads, you can kind of say, okay, I typically get a return on this kind of ad, meaning for every $1 I spend, I hopefully make more than $1. If you're not, you're losing money on your marketing. You should probably stop running that ad. But the long story short, unless it's like an awareness ad, right? Like everything has a different goal. But if you're looking at your conversion, that's how you should be looking at it. So what I sort of do when I'm sitting down to making a marketing budget, I say, okay, what are my goals? I'm going to put a certain amount of stuff into awareness, right? And that's not going to convert right away, right? It's just making people aware of my brand. And then I'm going to put a certain percentage behind things further down the funnel in terms of converting people and getting them to repurchase. And if you have data, then you can do that.